Week 2 is in the books, but we have a lot of news to get into, so let's begin. First off, the Eagles signed their veteran defensive end Josh Sweat to a 3-year contract extension to stay with the Eagles throughout the 2024 season. Now this is big, and as we will get into later, there was an injury on the Eagles' defensive front. So having a veteran around who he might not be as good as the guy who got hurt, but if you have him around, he can bring it all together. And that's what you hope Josh Sweat can do heading into a trying time near the entering through the whole midway through the season and even into the postseason if they can get there. Raheem Mostert, the running back for the San Francisco 49ers, had a knee injury. He consulted with the team doctor who said, the physical structure is fine. It's nothing serious. But he got a second opinion. Because a lot of these players get second opinions. This is natural. It's always natural to be like, well, I want to go just get another opinion. See if that guy's right. If he is, okay. But I can't just say, he's right, I'm going to go on it. And that second opinion led him to a third opinion. Led him to a surgeon. And on Raheem Mostert's Instagram, he said that he was going to have season-ending knee surgery. This to repair his knee, because he said what happened, and if you read really well between it, the structure part was fine. It was the ligament underneath the physical structuring. Not an ACL or MCL, anything like that, but just one of the ligaments that would make his knee hurt enough where it would be hard for him to run at full speed. And so he decided to take the caution to get surgery. So he is now done for the year. Not saying that if you're a 49ers fan, you should really be worried. You got guys that can do some amazing things on the offensive side of the football in terms of your running backs, and you can be creative. But it is very difficult when you lose a guy with track speed, and now he's gone for the year. It's a shame. It is what it is. Another player who recently got signed to a contract extension is Rashawn Lattimore of the New Orleans Saints, the star cornerback. He had surgery on his hand for a chipped bone. Now, to my knowledge, he either chipped it late last year or when he was working out, but he said he could try and play through it. He just couldn't. So he's week to week, as every coach will say. He's week to week. Or he's day to day. Every coach says that unless it's an Achilles tear, an ACL tear, or an MCL tear. And you would sometimes hear, yeah, he tore his MCL, he's week to week. No, he's not coming back, at least for this year. So it's difficult because he signed that same day. So losing him for a few weeks is going to hurt a little bit. Entering this past week, the Cowboys decided to make a move to put a kicker on the practice squad just in case. Their kicker, Greg Zuerlein, had back surgery. And he got it later in the year, so he didn't come back right away, so he was on PUP list for a while. When he got taken off the PUP list, people were like, I don't know. He's got one preseason game to figure this out, get some rust off. He didn't do good in the preseason game. He didn't do good in week 1. He missed 2 field goals and an extra point. which could have won the Cowboys the game if he made one field goal or the other. But so the Cowboys went and made a move, and they decided to bring in a kicker that they have some experience with, not a lot, only about a week experience with, but they brought back kicker Liam Haru. If you remember, he was the kicker against the Houston Texans when the Cowboys said, we cannot allow Hunter Nicewander to kick again, because he's already hurt, and we need a kicker. Someone that can actually make field goals and make extra points longer than 20 yards. Speaking about the Cowboys right tackle Lyle Collins, who got suspended, who is appealing as we speak. The backup, according to Jerry Jones, and as we found out, is Terrence Steele. They decided to not go with Ty Nsekhe, who is 35 years old. He's got some skins on the wall, is the famous thing that a lot of people are talking about Ty Nsekhe. He's got a lot of skins on the wall. But he didn't play good in spring and in the summer, and then once he got into the preseason, he didn't play very good. The Cowboys went with Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele has been in the league for a year now. He's a seasoned pro. Undrafted free agent who played quite a bit of last year with the Cowboys injuries up front. So this was a shocker because again, you're going against Joey Bosa. But I think the Cowboys made this call because they were like, Ty Nsekhe can't go against Joey Bosa. He just can't. He's not good enough to. So they chose Terrence Steele. The Raiders signed defensive tackle Damian Square off the Bears practice squad after the Gerald McCoy injury, which had ended his season. And Gerald McCoy, it's so sad for Gerald McCoy. He's a good player. He just, everywhere he goes, he gets hurt. And that's the whole aspect of getting older. And people are going to say, retire. And they're going to whisper it to him every minute they can. Retire. It's not worth it. But he's got stuff left in him. He does. He's got game left. But the problem is he can't stay healthy. I think he's more of like a mentor role now. Not really like, yes, I can still give you the production I had in Tampa. No, he can't. But I can still give you the production. No, I can't. But I can make these guys better and still play a little bit too. And that could be as well. We'll have to see in the coming years. But Damian Square is taking off the Bears practice squad to fill Gerald McCoy's place on the roster. The Broncos put Jerry Jeudy and Ronald Darby on IR and promoted Nate Harrison and quarterback for one game and wide receiver Hinton to the active roster. Not a shock. You need someone to fill the spot. They can do the job. But the question is, does the offense and defense work better with them on the